When you call for the harvest, but the drops still won't fade, will you wait?
When you make all the right turns, but still seem to get into the wrong places. When you search night and day, but still can't find the oasis. Will you bend, or will you break?
These are the questions I ask myself as I lie on my face, begging for answers and screaming through tears, desperate to hear from the one who no longer seems near.
But eventually, the desert around me demands my thirst. As the climate surrounding turns for the worst, I become silent, silent as I hear the voice of the one hidden between the burning embers of the blazing brush. The voice caught between the quaking earth and the silent hush, and though I think I'm alone, I realize the silence is the voice of the one calling me close.
So I pick up my mantle and dust off my clothes, because I know it's time to dig deep. Time to dry my eyes and deny defeat. Time to press on through the scorching heat as I firmly plant my feet and dare to unearth the reservoir beneath. And layer by layer, the dirt is revealed. Wounds of a past not yet healed. Memories tucked away, concealed, ignored but never forgotten. Because though my sin has been forgiven, the residue's still rotten, and yet through the pain I press, thrusting on through the terrain of remembrance, plowing past flashbacks I've kept at a distance, wrestling the release of my personal repentance. I'm finally face to face with my own offenses, and I'm left with a choice.
Do I cover my mess, deny my thirst, and ignore the void? Or do I uproot this diseased ground, lie between me and the promise yet to be found? And as I choose to ignore the pain, I push forward past the mundane, deciding to engrave one last time upon this dusty domain. But this time is not like before. No, I stop and listen as the sound of a current drains to the earth's pores, and before I can even think or begin to see what's in front of me, my hands are reaching deep beyond the brink, grasping for a stream that flows beneath. But all at once I stop in my tracks and quickly draw it back as I stare in unbelief. For these hands that should be dripping with water are no longer clean. No, these hands have been stained by the scarlet remains of slaughter, washed in the flow of a river that bleeds.
And what do you do when the promise you've been given looks nothing like you've envisioned? When other people's wells are overflowing with springs, yet you came to the end of your rope ready to cut off strings, because you watch and you wait, but the wait never breaks, and you're just one moment away from pulling up stakes while waving a white flag that's tainted and stained. What do you do when things are not as they seem? But as I sit and stare in silence, I finally hear him speak. For the one that I had called out to was now calling out to me in the middle of the desert, consumed by scorching heat. I hear two words that bring me to my knees. Drink deep.
At first I think I'm hallucinating, but the whisper I keep debating begins invading my mind as it echoes in my ears. Confusion turns to anger, and I want so badly just to ignore it. But this time a fury inside comes forward as I finally unleash a cry from the core of my being. Shaking my fist, the only question I want answered is, what is this?
What do you mean, drink deep?
What more
do you want from me? What happened to the promised land? I don't understand how I ended up where I am, stuck between the sands of time and time again. I've given only you my voice and my dance. I've surrendered all my relationships to my friend, traded all my dreams for your purpose and plan, given every care of my heart to the palm of your hand. But enough is enough, because this is just too much. You brought me to the well and told me to drink the blood, and now I'm standing on the bluff and you're telling me to drink, because I brought you all my works, but now my works won't make the cut, because I said yes when they said no, and I went forth when they won't go. But somehow all the promises seem to have more to show. I know you called me to live a life of consecration, and I said yes without any hesitation, but it's hard to keep on dreaming when I'm stuck in this location, because I'm feeling pretty hidden to be going to the nations.
I can barely find the strength to speak.
And yet you called me to be a voice in the wilderness, a cry for liberation. You said that you're the river in times of desperation, but I never thought this river might ruin my reputation. No explanation could ever outweigh their accusation. No preparation could keep me from the devastation of having my friends become enemies and shadows, and sending my current identity to the gallows, but I long to go deep. I'm so sick of being shallow. I can't stand the space between me and my Father who is hallowed. This distance isn't working, God. I need a conversation, a God who is close, not somewhere counting constellation. So if this is the invitation to... If this is the invitation, God, bottoms up.
For where else can I go when I know that this is the river where eternity speaks? And all at once, I'm caught up in mystery, as I suddenly find that this blood tastes sweeter than wine. Yes, I find that his suffering tastes sweet, as I'm reminded of the promises he always keeps. One sip at a time, the scales fall from my eyes as I realize the promised land is never a place to be reached, but it's always a state of mind, for our mind is the filter through which we see. And as I drink, the desert plains that surround me turn green. The jagged cliffs begin flowing with streams as vast as the mountains and valleys so deep.
And my eyes are fixed on one thing. Though I've tasted and seen a river like no other, it quenches yet causes me to thirst and to hunger.
A river that offends and divides between brothers.
A river that mends and provides like no other. A river that only eternity can bring.
And if the wilderness is where this river abides, then may I live my life with the wilderness as my zip code.
For now, at the end of myself, I've come to know that this is where I was always meant to be, drinking in deep from the river that bleeds.